Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, this will be 2021 Expedition League ejection number 4 out of the 12 that I had. Okay, again, my last video was number 2. I had to skip number 1 because the Canyon County Spuds, the home team for that game that I had my first ejection of the summer in, apparently I looked and all their videos are gone. I don't know why, they just are. Second one I did. The third one, I remember the live stream was not working that day. So we don't have that one either. I guess, I don't know, maybe they've prepared it by now, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like it probably just, just oh well. And it didn't work. But this one right here, ejection number 4, it's got the same home team, the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They're playing against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. But due to a scheduling conflict at the field that they use at in Sioux Falls at Augustana University. Yeah, Augustana University in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They ended up having to move the game to Carroll, Iowa, which is where this game was played at Merchants Park, small town of Carroll, which is really out of the way. That's something apparently every single regulation size field in Sioux Falls for this particular Father's Day weekend was being used for some tournament. And they couldn't find anywhere else to play other than Carroll, which I don't get that at all. But that's, and the hotel that the league put us in was an hour away from the field, so the team stayed there. My partner said, "No, we're just gonna get our own room," and so he just paid out of pocket for that because the league wouldn't reimburse him for that, which is not the way you run it. But that's what we ended up doing. So by the time the players got back to their hotel, I mean, the one we were at was just, I mean, technically we could walk there if we really had to. I mean, it's not that far away at all. By the time they got back to their hotel, we were long since, relaxing. So that worked. I enjoyed. I liked that we didn't have to drive that far. I enjoyed being able to just get back from the game and rest there. So let's see. This is actually the beginning of the game. There's no audio. I'm behind the plate for this one. And again, the visiting team is the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. They were from Grand Forks, North Dakota. I did have a couple ejections there. Those will come later on. And the Sioux Falls Sunfish here with the home team. And even though it was a neutral site game, Sioux Falls Sunfish were considered the home team here. So that's the two teams. This was game 2 of a doubleheader on Father's Day. So I don't know if they'll show my mask pad. I don't know how close it zooms in. Just
that one went away, and well, they were really close.
One of these blue mask pads.
A breaking ball fouled to the backstop off the bat of Lee Cohn evens the count.
Oh, I'm not sure you can really see it that well.
That's soared over the head of Hoffpower at first. That would eventually put the
game-winning
run on second. Lee Cohn swings through a slider. It's a drop third strike. Tag applied to Lee Cohn by Caleb McDowell for out number 1.
And the video's a little glitchy. Let's see. I need to find the ejection now.
Isn't Robbie Laughlin, who's still being allowed in, says first.
Here we go.
Scores. Thompson to third.
All right, let's see. So when this ejection happens, I'm going to give you some background. This is the bottom of the 7th inning. This was a 7-inning game because it was a doubleheader. They did 2 7-inning games. And Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, they were up by 3 at this point. Sioux Falls Sunfish scored a few in the bottom of the 9th, but it wouldn't be enough. The Whiskey Jacks would win. Apparently there was some bad blood against these two teams. They didn't like each other that much, so half the game they were trying to fight each other. So we did what we could, but then we got out of there. So I think a wild pitch may have just happened here or something like that. Not exactly sure. It looks like there's 2 outs. I don't remember exactly.
Dane Frazier to second, and Carter Tibbetts, the tying run now on first. Robbie Laughlin walks out to the mound, and someone just got tossed.
Yeah, so I didn't expect it to be that quickly. So essentially what happened here was, let's see. Yeah, I need to go back a little bit, I guess.
Here's the payoff pitch now. Runners will be going.
I take that pitch
Fastball
inside.
misses high.
That pitch inside.
They walked in a run.
That brings in a run.
They were down to the last strike.
Whiskey Jackson
Carter
frustrated.
Tibbetts
They thought it
takes
was
one
there.
right down the middle.
Let's hear that announcement.
And Carter Tibbetts takes one right down the middle.
Freaking break. You know, I was plucking your view from freaking press box.
Thompson to third.
So I'm getting these baseballs.
Dane Frazier to second.
Been a
and
walk.
Carter Tibbetts, the tying run.
The manager
first.
asked for a visit to
Robbie Laughlin walks out to the mound, and
coach.
Someone just got tossed. Sam Barrett just
the pitching coach for the Whiskey Jacks. Now I'll say, yeah, we're having to take out our pitcher because of you, and so that was an easy one. Then, according to my ejection report, some I don't remember, but I said that he used his hands and body to try to show me the strike zone, which is also an ejectable offense. So I got him on both of those.
Toss someone. I'm going to assume it's Mark Reardon, says he's now getting his money's worth. It sure as heck isn't Robbie Laughlin, who's still being allowed to be on the mound. I believe Mark Reardon's
pitching coach
has been tossed. Eric Hart now coming out.
Talking.
And Reardon's is back in the dugout. Kaplan has been pulled after allowing 3 to cross here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Thought he had the strikeout there on Tibbetts. We'll see who comes in.
They get a new pitcher coming in.
The Sunfish still trailed by 3 with the pitch line.
On what Robbie was saying to me, I don't remember. So I don't remember what me and Tristan were talking about right there either. You know, it's been, it's going on a couple of years.
Sunfish after allowing.
See if we can skip to the end of the game.
Side of
see if we can see some of that.
Beers tip. Declan Beer crowd is in the on lines and Beers. A good eye and a good take by Declan there. It bounced and a good stop by
Here's pretty good. He was the catcher for the Sunfish.
4 runs have crossed for the Sunfish.
My 3rd ejection of the season was the Sioux Falls Sunfish manager in Sioux Falls. And this guy at bat right now, he didn't like me very much for it. He kept telling me that's ridiculous and stuff like that. But I don't have the video, so I probably won't talk much about it. It's pretty opening shot case.
In this inning, 5 in the top of the inning for Wheat City.
Videos.
Full count. Curveball misses inside. The entire Whiskey Jacks dugout is livid, as is Caleb McDowell. Strike a few. I do feel for Wheat City, as that pitch has been a strike for a lot of the night. It shouldn't be, but it has been. On first as Kenny. No balls. Here's the 0-1. Dutka takes a curveball low. On the field. Oh, a fastball. The game.
You see something else. This is interesting. This ballpark, if you see the pattern here, these kind of hexagonal shapes across the screen, if you're able to. This field actually had a backstop of like a closer to a chain link fence. It wasn't really a chain link fence, almost like a wire or something like that. It wasn't a net. So that was interesting. I noticed that there and saw it right here. So, oh yeah, I remember that.
Run on first. Dutka ahead, 2 balls, ball game. It's now 2-2. Eruption calls time. Here's the 2. The fastball low. Dutka talking to McDowell. They're in each other's faces.
And so I just go right there.
McDowell put his hands up as if, what have I done? What do you mean? Whiskey Jack's coach is telling them to evacuate the field because otherwise tempers are about to get flared. Jesus Licone is already being held back by Matt Hess. The Weed City Whiskey Jacks take the game, the weekend series, and the season series with their 8-6 victory in Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Mark Reardon's was tossed from the game late, and it looked like the Sunfish were on their way back to take this
nice
one.
Field, I mean, you can look at that.
8-6.
That's Merchants Park.
Well, there's not much to say because if I start saying stuff, it'll mostly just be blaming it on people who shouldn't really be being blamed. So I'm just going to say it as it is. It was an 8-6 loss for Sioux Falls. They dropped this one. They have tomorrow off before a 2-game home series against the Pier Trappers. This is David Coyer on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream. Go Fish. We'll see you on Tuesday.
And so that's pretty much it. I actually have my ejection report right here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. So you can see here, Weed City Whiskey Jets versus Sioux Falls Sunfish in Carroll, Iowa. I went ahead and make sure in Carroll, Iowa, so they would know for certain. Bottom of 7th, because it was a 7-inning game. Whiskey Jack assistant coach yelled to me they were changing pitches because of me and used his handsome body to try to show me the correct strike zone. I removed him from the game during his tirade. He continued to yell about the strike zone. I did not respond. He finally left the field. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I didn't worry too much about it. There was some freaking fans saying stuff as I was walking off the field. I didn't really care that much because, he doesn't know anything about umpiring. He doesn't have these umpire certificates that I do. Looks like we have someone in the live stream. I don't know. Most time I don't even like listen to the broadcasts from games that I do, just because friggin' stupid stuff that they think is right but isn't. So who knows? I was just looking at the stuff on the field. I mean, my last one when I looked at ejection number 2 with that Casper Horsehead's announcer, that lady was crazy. But that guy wasn't as bad. So, regardless, I don't look at. I don't pay attention to the announcers as much. I just pay attention to the stuff on the field for these videos in particular. Yeah, to make them well. So that was my 4th ejection of the 2021 Expedition League Summer College Woodback baseball season. Have any questions, you can put a comment. I believe you should be able to, even since this was live streamed, I believe you should still be able to put a comment. And I'll have number 5. Number 5 will be my first ejection I ever had when I was working the bases, because all the 4 ejections I'd had up to this point were me working behind the plate. And so number 5 will be in Dickinson, North Dakota. It was me on the bases. And so I can show you that one as well. Love fans wave arms from the stand, scream for strikes. A little different, but yeah, that's crazy stuff. I would try to make a video to explain the strike zone, but I know that there are people who simply, they don't want to hear it. So, I haven't wasted my time, and I don't like closing off the comments of my videos. So I know if I didn't do that, I'd get people who didn't know would be trying to say stuff. So I'll spend my time on these, and I'll cover these, and then I still want to make those stories from my time at Publix videos too. I've got one out, and so again, if anybody has any questions or suggestions for those videos as well, any stories you want to hear from Publix, absolutely put a comment somewhere, and I can look at it, and I'm sure I'll have a story about it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks.